there has been this discussion on the timeline about if Derrick White is an all-star. And this has come from multiple people trying to make this argument. One of them is JJ Redick. And I'm going to look up the other people that want to make this argument. One of them is JJ Redick. I think he's the most infamous one right here. I don't even know if I used that word right. Let's see. A couple of Celtics fans are making that argument as well. Joe Mazzulla is making the argument right here. Let's see. It's just been a discussion within the Celtics community, at least. Here go Jackson Frank. I don't know what his background is and what fan base he's a fan of. I wrote about why I think Derrick White has a legit all-star case and the importance of understanding what an all-star berth really says about a player. Let's see who else. Alex Hoops, Derrick White would be far from the most egregious all-star selection in recent history, in my opinion. Here go Joe Mazzulla again. Here go Jared Weiss. I know he's a Celtics reporter. Here go King D Wise. I always see him on the timeline. Even NBA Central has put out this poll, and I think this really kicked off the discussion. Yeah. So people are trying to make an argument that Derrick White should be an all-star this year. Now, let's just remind people exactly what type of season Derrick White is having, right? Derrick White so far this season, 16.6 points, 5.2 assists, 4 rebounds, 3.9 rebounds, shooting pretty much 50% from the field, 42% from three, and 88% from the line. In my opinion, as a Celtics fan, he has been by far our most consistent player. Also, his defense, I'm not going to lie, bro. I know Drew Holiday is a dude that is known for defense on this team. Mark Smart, Drew Holiday, DPOY. But defensively, Derrick White, he's playing at an all-defensive caliber level. Again, because I think he made all-defense last year. I think he made, he made the all-defensive team last year. And there is nothing about his play this year that tells me he shouldn't make it again. Or at least there's nothing about his play this year that tells me he's not playing at that level that he did last year when he made all-defensive team. If that makes it better for y'all, right? So that's the type of season Derrick White is having. 17 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds on 50-40-90 splits, in my opinion. Pretty damn close. Also on the best team in the league, right? The Celtics, record-wise, 23-6, first in the whole league. And Derrick White is an integral part of that. JJ Redick was really mad when ESPN did not include Derrick White in like that top 100 list, which I'm going to be honest is a snub. Looking back at that, Derrick White should have been included in the top 100. And they had Drew Holiday in like the top 30. Like, what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing right now? But when it comes to the all-star selection, I think people are bugging. I think people are bugging. Now let me actually look at the requirements for the All-Star game this year, just to make sure that I am not wrong. All-Star game selection, NBA. Okay. Let's see. So if it's anything like last year, the way it's gonna work is 2 backcourt, 3 frontcourt. I think that's just the rule, right? 2 backcourt, 3 frontcourt, and then what is it? 2. Hold on. And then how does the bench work? I think the bench is just a combination of coaching and is back to conference play. Yeah, no, that's fine. I understand that. So it's gonna go back to conference play. But regardless, so in the East, for the starting lineup, 2 backcourt, 3 frontcourt, and then the bench, unless I'm wrong. Okay, the reserves, which are chosen by votes from the league's coaches, will be announced February 2. the way it was last year, 2 guards made it. Let's see. I just want to make sure I'm right on this. How All-Star reserves are selected. 2 wild cards. Let's see. 7 reserves from each conference are chosen from what used to be a pool of 120 players. Okay. 2023 All-Star reserves revealed. This is again from last year. Starters reserved. So let's just look at how many from the Eastern Conference made it. I'm assuming they counted Jaylen Brown as a front court player. So in terms of guards, let's just say there's room for 2 to 3. 2 to 3 guards. Because if you want to count Tyrese Halliburton, Drew Holiday, and one of DeMar DeRozan and Jaylen Brown, that's fine. And even on the West, Ja, Dame, and SGA made it. You know what I'm saying? So let's just say 3 guards. Let's just say there's room for 3 guards. If you look at the Eastern Conference this year, right? If we look at the Eastern Conference this year, number 1, I think definitely locked is Tyrese Halliburton. They counted DeMar and JB as guards. So how many guards can you have? Someone just needs to find me that. So regardless, for the two starting spots in the East, number 1, I would personally start Tyrese. Number 2, you can have up to 4 on the bench. Okay, up to 4. Number 1 would be Tyrese. Number 2 would probably be Jalen Brunson. Would it be JB? Am I tripping? JB or Dame? Trae Young is in that conversation as well. Tyrese Maxey's in that conversation as well. Let's see. I might lean towards JB in this discussion. Because JB 26, 6 and 4, 48, 46 is nuts. 46 is fucking nuts. But regardless, so Tyrese, JB, the conversation, regardless, is around Tyrese, Jalen Brunson, Trae Young, the other Tyrese. So that's 4 right there. Who else? I'm blanking on names. Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is a guard. Let's see. Cam Thomas should be in this discussion. In my opinion. Damian Lillard. So that's 7. And then, in my opinion, you start including a Derrick White. LaMelo, I wouldn't count LaMelo because of games. LaMelo only played 15. So going into the All-Star break, I mean, how many games did Zion? Hold on. I mean, yeah, Zion made it with 29 last year. So, but yeah, I think a lot of people will jip LaMelo in this discussion because of games played. LaMelo was hooping. Hey, listen, it is not a performance issue with LaMelo. It is purely a games played issue with LaMelo. So let me write it down. Hold on. Let me get my notepad out, y'all. I forgot my predictions are still on here. So number 1, Halliburton. Number 2, Maxey. No order. Number 3, Brunson. Number 4, Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero too, man. Shout out to Tyler Hero. But we'll get the names out there. Number 4, Damian Lillard. Number 5, Trae Young. Number 6, Donovan Mitchell. Number 7, Cam Thomas. Number 8, Cade Cunningham. And number 9, I feel like I'm missing a name. Tyler Hero. Number 10, I guess LaMelo. Let's just put LaMelo in there. Okay. So this is the pool of players in the guard position that are in contention for the All-Star slot. So let's play a game. Is Derrick White having a better season so far than X player? Tyrese Halliburton. No. Tyrese Maxey. No. Jalen Brunson. No. Trae Young. No. Damian Lillard. Let me refresh my knowledge on Dame's numbers, because the last time I checked, he was so inefficient. 26-7, 44, 38, 90. Okay, the numbers are catching up with Dame. At this point in time, no. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell so far, 28 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. Only played 22 games, though. But from a performance standpoint, how many games has Derrick White played? 26. That's not even. No. 4 games is not. 4 games is not enough. No. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cam Thomas. Shout out to Cam Thomas. I would actually say yes. To Cam Thomas. Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham, 23, 7, 4. I'm going to be honest. I'm not really looking too much in the fucking field goal percentage category, efficiency category, because, hey, it's the Pistons. I would still say no. I would still say no. I ain't going to lie. Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero, averaging 24, 5, and 4. I'm going to be honest. Derrick White over Tyler Hero. It's closer. I think it's closer. But he has played 12 games. Tyler Hero's barely played. So I would say, yes, Derrick White has actually played better than Tyler Hero. And then LaMelo's played 15. So I would give the vote to Derrick White, but from a production standpoint, LaMelo has been better. I will give the nod to Derrick White. So 6. So there's 7 names in the Eastern Conference that we can say is having a better season than Derrick White. Right? There's 7 names. Out of everyone in contention, these are even arguable. There are 4 names that you can say Derrick White is having a better season than. So Derrick White would fit somewhere here. On the most extreme case, Tyrese Halliburton, Tyrese Maxey, Darius Garland. I'd give Derrick White the nod over DG. On the most extreme case, let's say 4 of the reserves are point guards. 2 of the starters, backcourt players. Well, excuse me, let me say that again. 4 of the reserves are backcourt players in the East, and 2 of the starters are backcourt players, right? Tyrese Halliburton gets to start. Tyrese Maxey gets to start. for the reserve. And that's really the argument for Derrick White. It's not even starter, it's the reserve. It's like arguing, is Kareem, is like, I don't know, is Bill Russell top 5, but you're really not making the case for anything more than 5 type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird argument. JB gets a nod, Dame gets a nod, Trey gets a nod. And at that point, you would really need to make a winning argument over Cade. And you would just, I don't know, I guess you would just hate Donovan Mitchell to make a case for Derrick White over Donovan Mitchell. So I just don't see the case for Derrick White being an all-star this year. You would need to have insane winning bias to consider Derrick White in this discussion. And I think this is such an unnecessary take to make. Because there are certain things in basketball conversations where I swear to God, we can just leave it at, yo, this guy is having a great season. And leave it at that. We don't have to add these superlatives. We don't have to put this award on this player. We can just leave it to, yo, Derrick White is having a phenomenal season and leave it at that. Same thing with, I don't even know, bro, like Joel Embiid at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm not the biggest Joel Embiid fan, but this discussion over, man, Joel, these numbers don't really matter because in the playoffs, like, this shit go, like, no, Joel Embiid is having a historical fucking season. You cannot take that away from him. You can't. That's what I hate about the MVP discussion last season. Is because it was getting to a point where we're downplaying one dude who's having an all-time great season just to put up someone else. Derrick White is just having a great season. Let's just leave it at that. He doesn't have to be an all-star. I don't think he deserves to be an all-star when the competition in the guard spot is this. There's a lot of great guards, bro. A lot of great guards. So, again, shout out Derrick White. In my opinion, he's one of my favorite players on the Celtics. I would say he's probably top 3 at this point. Obviously, JT is at number 1. Number 2, off vibes, probably Al Horford. Number 3 might be Derrick White. I don't know. I love this guy. But not too much, because these are the takes that set up people for unnecessary slander. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna play my guy's TikTok. Shout out to Angelo. He was trying to make a case for Derrick White right here. So,
is Derrick White an all-star? Yes, he is. There has been a lot of discourse recently about.
Now, I will say this: if there's any caveat to this, is Derrick White having an all-star caliber season? Arguably. Right. I think there's two. These are separating words, right? Like, a player can have an MVP caliber season, but because of the competition, because awards are given in a relative fashion compared to a competition, no, you can't have this award because there's 3 dudes playing better than you. I'm sorry, right? Is he an all-star this season? No. Is he having an all-star caliber season? I would argue yes. I would actually argue yes.
Derrick White possibly being an all-star since he has played so great for the Celtics this season. And in this video, I wanted to go over that. So without further ado, let's get started. Derrick White has put up career highs across the board this season as he's averaging 16.6 points, 3.9 rebounds, 5.2 assists, 1.2 steals, 1.3 blocks, almost 50% from the field, and 42% from 3. Derrick White has been spectacular all season long, but over the last week, he has been putting up some insane numbers as he's been averaging over 25 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks.
Yeah, a 1 week sample size off of 3 games is not enough. I ain't gonna lie. Great numbers. These are insane numbers, but that ain't it.
Blocks, shooting 53% from the field, 43% from 3, and he's a plus 42 in 98 minutes. Not only has he been great offensively, defensively, he's been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, we're talking about 4 or 5 game spans at this point. And if the bare minimum to be in an all-star selection is 27 games, nah.
Over the last 5 games, he has 14 blocks, which is the most in NBA history in a 5-game span. The only problem about Derrick White being an all-star is that there's a lot of competition in the Eastern Conference at the guard position. You can honestly say guys like Tyrese Haliburton, Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Maxey, and Jalen Brunson are locks to make the All-Star game, as well as Trae Young, Damian Lillard, Tyler Hero, and Cam Thomas potentially being thought of before Derrick White as an injury replacement. Even with all of the competition at his position, I still think Derrick White deserves to be an all-star because without him, the Celtics would not be seeing the same success that they have this season. So,
and that's why, and shout out to bro, that's a Mickey Mouse take. You are literally laying out the foundation for as to why Derrick White shouldn't make it, and you're still saying, hey, just because Derrick White is an integral part to the best team in the league, he deserves an all-star nod. Like, that's... Nah, can't rock with that take. Can't rock with that take. You can't just give someone a spot because of the fact that he's an integral part to a championship, or not to a championship, but to the best team in the league. Especially when other players are legitimately having, better seasons. That's not it. And I'm also tired of this defensive impact argument and also the efficiency argument. Shout out to King Addy for the 10. What's with that Damo Ticket Telegram tweet? I don't know what's going on. I might have to check that out. Is because there's a level of offense and offensive responsibility that, in my opinion, outweighs any two-way impact that you can have. Unless it's historic, which I don't think Derrick White's two-way impact is historic. Right? I don't think it's historic. When you talk about dudes like Trae Young, dudes like, I don't know, Jalen Brunson, when you talk about dudes like Donovan Mitchell, there's a level of offensive load that, I'm sorry, if Derrick White was put in that position, he just could not fulfill that task. And his efficiency numbers would go down. And I would even argue that the main reason why Derrick White's efficiency is the way that it is because of the fact that he has the luxury of being on the team that he is on. The amount of open looks Derrick White gets because he's on a team with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday, and Sam Hauser to space out the court even more. You know what I'm saying? Peyton Pritchard shooting 40% for the... Shout out to Peyton Pritchard, by the way. But the amount of open looks Derrick White... And that's not to take away from Derrick White's play, because when I watch Derrick White, he is also capable of creating opportunities for other people. So I don't want to take away from Derrick White's ability too much. And I don't want to get on the Derrick White slander page. But the numbers look good for Derrick White because of efficiency and defensive impact. And I think it's unfair to put down other players who just have so much more offensive responsibility and does not have the luxury of the spacing and the open opportunities that Derrick White gets because of the team that he's on, to just, you know what I'm saying? He's more efficient and better defensively. Two-way impact, y'all. He's having a better season. Like, that's whack as fuck to me. That's whack as fuck to me. But shout out to Derrick White, though. Shout out to Derrick White. I just don't agree with the take.